This is special Hurricane Florence coverage from WXII 12 News.
And right now at 4 o'clock, Hurricane Florence creating chaos on the coast of the Carolinas. Forecasters say the combination of both storm surge and high tides will cause extreme flooding by the rising water.
We do have team coverage this morning from the Triad to Wilmington as Governor Roy Cooper continues warning us to stay ahead and stay prepared because of this monster. And good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kimberly Van Scoy.
And I'm Devontae McKenna. That catastrophic flooding expected over portions of the Carolinas as Florence inches closer and closer.
Yeah, right now it is a Category 1 storm, but a big problem is it is moving really slow. 150 people are now waiting to be rescued in New Bern because of this storm. And the city of New Bern just tweeted this. It says currently 150 people awaiting rescue in New Bern. We are coming to get you. You may need to move to a second story or to your attic, but we are coming to get you. That is just so scary to see that. And we're just in the early stages of this right now, Brian.
Yeah, we certainly are. New Bern, one of the areas that are really inundated with water. You can see the storm itself, the eye dangerously close to shore right now. In fact, in a statement released by the National Hurricane Center, the eye wall is beginning to move onshore, and that onshore movement is actually north of Wilmington. But you can see the flow of air is actually coming in out of the north, moving more offshore over Oak Island, over Carolina Beach and Wilmington. I can see farther north where the eye is coming on shore. Surf City, Topsail Beach looks to be the area where the storm will likely come on shore a little bit later on this morning. Not a ton of rain around the eye wall. We've seen some rainfall totals that are about 4, 6, 8 inches so far with some of the totals that we've seen so far, but we've got some heavy rain banding again just offshore is kind of pinwheeling around that system, and we're going to continue to see that developing. A little bit farther to the north, heavy rains inundating onshore, Emerald Isle to Atlantic Beach, Cape Lookout, and then moving up much of the Sound area, and southern Outer Banks continue to get inundated with rain too from this storm system. So a bit of a wider view of things. You can see the good rains continue to move in. The storm is a very slow mover. Peak gusts so far up near 106 in Cape Lookout. This is going back to late last night. Fort Macon at 105. Wilmington just reported a wind gust of 95 miles per hour at a buoy just offshore. And Emerald Isle wind gusts on hurricane strength. So it's something that we're going to continue to watch throughout the morning. Locally, not much has happened as of yet, but the breezes have certainly picked up, but there are some concerns that we have over the next couple of days. Let's send it over to meteorologist Carly Cassidy, who has much more on that.
Thanks, Brian. Well, we saw the peak wind gusts. We have the heavy rainfall making its way. So we still have lots of watches and warnings already in place. Most of that really here along the coastline. But if you take a look here out towards the west, you notice this is a bit different than what we had yesterday. So they are starting to make their way more out towards the west, more inland. And we do have that flash flood watch. That's this color here in green, all the way extending for really most of us too. So that goes until Sunday night. So it's only Friday morning. We've got this for a couple of days. Right now, kind of just cutting us across from north to south. So the southern half really in place for this from Davidson, Forsyth, Guilford, Randolph County. But I would assume that more of us are under this flash flood watch and maybe even be upgraded to any warnings as we do start to see the rain and the storms also make their way here. So still have that impact. We saw and felt the breezy winds really pick up yesterday afternoon. We'll feel that once again for today. Even could have some of those gusts upwards about 50 miles per hour. Then as we kind of work our way into the foothills, about 35 miles per hour. And for the mountains, still staying windy and gusty upwards about 30 as well. So definitely feeling the breezy winds continuing really throughout today, tomorrow, and then should start to relax as we get into your Sunday. As far as the rain impact, we're still looking about 5 to 10 inches all the way up towards the mountains. Really just depends where this track sets up, and then it even extends into next week. So we'll take a look really more at the details and also more on our local forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Carly, Brian, thank you both. Our Jared Hill starts our team coverage in Wilmington this morning.
Yeah, and Jared, Brian just mentioned a wind gust of 95 miles per hour just hit the area where you are. That had to be pretty scary for you.
Yeah, that is pretty scary. Out here on land, we're a bit further inland, actually. The wind is gusting significantly more than it was yesterday, significantly more than last night. But I don't think that we're at that 90 or so mile per hour range just yet right here where I am. You can see, though, that the palm trees out here are blowing like crazy. Last night, the mayor of Wilmington was giving an interview, and he mentioned that he thinks about a third of this city has left here, has evacuated. That is still scary because you got about 2/3 of the 120 or so people who live here in in Wilmington still in some capacity here. A decent amount of them, I think, are staying in hotels. They might have gotten out of their homes, but they are still in the area. The big concern here in Wilmington is with the storm surge, especially when it comes to both the ocean and the Cape Fear River, which is not too far away from where we are. We're not there right now because, especially in the dark and with as quickly as that can happen, it's just not really safe. So that's something that we're going to try and keep an eye on a little bit later. But right now we are out kind of in the middle of Wilmington. It's getting windy. The rain is coming down. We'll see how this thing goes. Reporting live in Wilmington, Jared Hill, WXII 12 News.
Wow.
All right, thank you, Jared. We'll check back in with you throughout the hour.
Travers Macco is live in Myrtle Beach this Friday morning. And Travers, what impact has the hurricane had there?
So, Devontae, it's actually the opposite of what Jared was just dealing with. They're still bracing for impact. The wind, not that bad. The rain, not that bad. That's expected to change now as the storm is a Category 1. Still a serious storm, nothing to be taken lightly. They are telling people shelter in place and hunker down because it's coming this way. It's just taking a while to get here to Myrtle Beach. They're expecting heavy rain all day Friday into Friday night. That was supposed to be all Friday morning right around now, but clearly that is not the case. So the wind's on its way, the rain is on its way. It's just not here yet, Devontae and Kim. So therefore, most people urged to shelter in place, not leave their homes. It's going to be a rain event. It's going to be serious, and it's definitely on its way in just a few hours here in Myrtle Beach.
All right, Trevor, something we will, of course, watch there. Thank you so much. Duke Energy is reporting more than 150,000 outages across parts of North Carolina right now. Of that number, more than 24,000 are in Carteret County. That's home to Morehead City and Atlantic Beach. Duke expects the total number to skyrocket to 1 to 3 million outages as the high winds and heavy rains linger. Those outages could easily last for several days and maybe even weeks. Live outside this Friday morning as we head to break, this is a live look near Myrtle Beach. Our special team coverage of Hurricane Florence continues next. You're watching WXII 12 News. We're back in just minutes.